Good Saturday morning. How's everybody doing? Good Saturday morning. Julie, hey, welcome. I'm glad you could join. It is Saturday morning here in the U.S. We have 2 football games today. I am excited. The second football game starts after my afternoon stream, so I am ready to go for that one. I believe that one is the Patriots. So I'm anxious to see if the Patriots are going to pull this off or not. Gypsy Sunday. Hello, Calvin. Hello, how are you? Good Saturday morning to everybody. It's noon. It's always noon somewhere, that's true. Let's see, pros and cons if I continue this commission-based job while doing my freelance work. Ross Ad, hello. How's it going? It's not easy to have boundaries with my boss friend. Uh-oh, your friend is your boss? Wow, that would be interesting. That could be that would really change a friendship for sure. Elaine, hey, good morning. How are you? How is everyone doing this morning? I've had my coffee already, so I'm now on water and had my breakfast. I'm ready to go. Let's see, pros and cons for commission job. All right. Yeah, football, soccer, everything is different. Different wording, different titles. But yeah, so we have 2 football games today and 2 tomorrow. I'm pretty excited. I'm anxious to see if the Patriots are going to pull this off. They've really sort of fell down quite a bit this year, so kind of curious if they can get it done. By the way, this is my Oracle deck. It's coming at the end of the month. All of these cards, so it's going to be very reasonably priced. It's going to come with a nice PDF. You can get a printed book as well on the Kickstarter, so that is coming soon. I'm making the Kickstarter today. I'm starting the Kickstarter videos. Anna, hey, Iman, hey, or Iman, hey, how are you? All right, let's find out about this commission-based job. Now I'm curious if the commission-based job, the pros and cons. So we're using the Golden Wheel Tarot, by the way, for this one. We'll see how the commission-based job works out. I just took a sneak peek at one of the cards. Is that cheating? I believe that could be cheating if I peek at a card. So we'll grab various cards here. I am a card magician, so never trust a card magician on picking cards out randomly. All right, so let's see the commission-based job. So how long have you been doing this commission-based job? Angel Moon, hello, Mercedes. Hello. Sure, Mercedes, ask a question. I pick questions at random. So ask a question, ask away, and we'll see what your question is and take it. Ross, good morning. How are you, Calvin? Good morning. Do you believe your decks have personalities? Definitely. I think this one really has a personality. If you try to control this one, it will control you back. So the Thoth deck is the most interesting deck I have, most definitely. Let's see. Actually, let's split it up here. Let's do this. Pros and cons of commission-based job. We'll do pros up top, and we'll do cons in the bottom, down here. Okay. So the pros, not literary pros, but the pros of this is going to be, well, it's not really a pros. How do you do a negative card in the middle of the pros? Well, one of the pros is it's going to get you away from the day-to-day grind. So the commission-based job is going to get you away from the day-to-day grind. It's going to be able to free you up a bit from a lot of the factors that you worry about or a lot of the things that sort of concern you on a day-to-day basis. It's really sort of a freeing aspect. It allows you just sort of to get away or to escape in a lot of different ways from the commission, the commission-based allows you to get away and sort of free yourself from day-to-day grind. So one of the things about a commission-based, or one of the things about doing something on a commission, is you never really know what you're going to get. So there's a lot of unpredictability within that. Sophia, good morning. Shannon, good morning as well. Gypsy Sunday, Calvin, Iman. So it allows you to get that done and to get that freedom. So the commission, you never really know what you're going to get. So once you get it, it allows you to get that variety. So the Queen of Swords, it also allows you to meet new people. It allows you to get communication with people that you would not have communicated with before. It does have a few challenges with the communication. Anything with commissions, you always have people that don't like a particular thing that you're doing or want something different or have a different idea of how the project should be than you do. So there's always that communication mishap or that communication adventure, as I call it, when you do anything with a commission, because you never really know what you're going to get or what is going to be the end product or what people will be happy with. So it's sort of this practice or this interesting based practice where you just never really know where you're going, where you're going to be, who you're going to meet. So there's always that variety. In temperance, there's that imbalance between, so temperance is usually balanced. In this particular card, it's almost like an imbalance. It's like this movement towards a balance. So you're trying to move towards a place to where you can enjoy doing the commissions, you can enjoy interacting with the people, you can enjoy doing the work, but it's a bit of that balance of back and forth of trying to make people happy and trying to do what you do best, which is the commission type thing. So that is the pros. So the cons over here, the cons is it is a lot of work and it takes you away from other things that you would be doing or other things that you would like to do. Like watch football today at 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock, by the way. Angel Moon, how's it going? Wendy, hey, I don't remember seeing you before. Welcome. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button down there. I have 700 videos to choose from. Plenty for everyone. And tomorrow we're coming up with a TDM course, Magician, that's actually rendering right now on the computer in the other room. So we're going to have that today. That's how exciting is that? TDM, a lot of people are kind of confused with that or really don't know how to approach it. And so my course will help. So the Queen of Wands, it's a lot of tedium work. It's a lot of work. It's going to be more work because of the people that want a different outcome than what you're providing. It's going to be more work because of the Eight of Wands. But you do have that pride in your work, or you do have something that you end up with that's nice, and you have a bit of a pride as well within that. But it is kind of difficult at times to get that done. A lot of people want it done quicker. A lot of people want it redone. So when you finish something, they want it completely different. So this is a mix, right? Mix between the pros and cons. Some of the pros are some of the cons as well. But the Queen of Wands, you have to do a lot of work. You have to do a lot of tedium in certain aspects. If people want something redone, it's a pain because now you have to undo something or redo something. Or people, one of the other cons is going to be shipping. If you do a shipping or if you do a delivery method, it's going to be difficult at times because some people are in other countries. Some people don't want to pay a high shipping, but it costs a high shipping. You have to worry about taxes. You have to worry about filing. You have to worry about accounting and stuff like that. So there's that mix and that balance between I need to sort of file taxes, or I need to file this accounting thing, and I have to do line by line. I have to find the software. I have to get this done. I have to be some sort of a business or what have you. So there's a lot of tedium involved, extra work, in addition to your regular work. So sort of a painful process when you add in the tedium to actually the regular work. You'd rather just do the work, be done with it, but there's actually, that's only half the job. The other half is the paperwork, the follow-up, the redos, and all this other stuff. So that is the pros and cons of the commission-based job. Yes, shipping Gypsy Sunday, that resonates indeed. It's not football, I don't know what it is, but in football you don't use your hands. Well, you have to use your hands, otherwise you need to, the running back is not going to get very far unless he does his blocks. Wendy, keep missing you online live. Well, now I'm here. Good morning. AR, good morning. Will we reconcile what turned into marriage this time? Sage, good morning. Will I change job companies? Angel Moon. Love life in the next 3 months. I'm single. Okay, let's see. Please, how do I make her feel welcome? We'll try Sage. So let's see, Sage, will I change job companies? General reading, let's see, something about football. X Capricorn. Phantom, good morning, how are you? Let's see, will I change jobs companies? We'll do Sage. Sage, will I change job companies? Let's find out. That is interesting here. All right. Sage, will I change jobs companies? All right, let's find out if you will change jobs and companies and or companies. And for this, we'll use the This Might Hurt Tarot. It's always interesting changing jobs. Will you change jobs companies? Are you unhappy? No, this is not in order, Calvin. This is completely random. This is completely biased. This is a biased of what I think would be a good question on this particular time. So it's sort of random, but not really random, if that makes sense. So it's all based upon what I think would be a good question at the time, what I think resonates, what I think would flow well, what I think is interesting, what I think is a bit different than the previous question. So if we have a 2020 question and we do that, we probably won't do another 2020 question right afterwards, if that all makes sense. Inga, hello. Phantom, how are you doing? Asha, greetings. Hello, Asha. How are you? All right, so Sage wants to know when I'll change jobs and or companies. We do have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Cups. I don't really see anything to where you're going to be hopping around on a job. In fact, so one of the interesting fortuna, right, for the Four of Pentacles, that luck factor, and this is in Robert M. Place's book, by the way, over on the other side of the room, where he talks about the one of the theories about the gods associated with the cards, and one of the interesting ones for me was the Four of Pentacles, talking about Fortuna, which is also the Wheel of Fortune, but Fortuna with the Four of Pentacles match, which sort of points out for fortune. In other words, a bit more income. So not only is it holding on to your income or holding on to your finances, it's also a nice change of pace as far as income concerned. So you could have opportunities, you could have more income coming, and that's what I see for you. I don't see anything to where you're moving. I see where you're sort of firming out your current job, or you're firming up your current job, and things are going to go better, things are going to look better, and things are going to be financially a bit better for you as per this card. It's going to take a little bit. I mean, you do have the Page of Swords. I believe you have someone coming in that you're going to have to force to be mentoring, or you're sort of going to need to be helping, and that's going to cause you to expand your network or expand your contacts at work, and things are going to look better. And I think because you sort of mentored this person, because you sort of helped this new person that's coming in, and they're good at what they do. They're well spoken. They're good at what they do. They just don't know how to sort of fit in a lot of ways with a lot of the work. And you're able to just adjust them a little bit. You don't have to take all your time and actually mentor this person and teach this person a lot of things. But they just need a little adjustment, or they need a little guidance on where to go, on what to be at the new job. And it's one of those things to where you sort of click with this person. It's a great person to be around. And I think management sort of notices that, and management also sort of notices that your improvement, because one of the things about teaching is it helps you become better at what you do. In other words, what you hit a plateau at your work, and then once you start teaching, now you realize you don't know a lot of things. So let's say you're doing software development and you're teaching Angular, for example. So you're teaching Angular, and you're teaching how to do things in Angular, and all of a sudden you don't know how to do certain things, or you don't know how to, let's say, fill in a template for an Excel, or do certain things in JavaScript, or do certain things in Node that you weren't familiar with in the beginning, and all of a sudden you're trying to teach this stuff, and they ask you a question, and you're like, I have no idea. So you have to go look it up, and you sort of expand your skills, and you make stuff, or you develop your skills, and I think people notice that. And I do think people appreciate you at work, and I think it's going to get a bit better. I know we have some challenges at work, of course. With any work, it's never really just all roses and puppies per se, but you do have a few challenges at work, but those are going to get better. You're going to mentor this person. I think you're going to come into more money. I think people are going to start noticing you. I think everything is going to be better. Fortuna, the Four of Pentacles, you can be able to hold on to that money as well. In other words, your financial situation is going to change, and your networking contacts are going to expand. You're going to be able to network more. You're going to be able to expand more at work and talk to more people, and I think that's going to improve. I don't see anything here like, let's say, the Chariot or Death or the Tower, anything that points me towards you're going to get a new job or you're going to change jobs or companies. I do see that your horizon, your landscape at work is going to improve. It's just the whole spread is about you improving at work and being at your current job. And I hope that resonates, and I hope your current job works out, because that looked like a really good spread. Lambreth, hello, Happy New Year to you as well. Iman wants to know, is my connection with Virgo? Mel, good morning. Should I look doing further study to get into a preferred line of work, or will it work out get some more experience? AR wants to know, is my reconciliation on cards, is it going to turn into marriage? All right, let's try that out. Let's try that out for AR. Wants a reconciliation. I hope you get a reconciliation. That's good. Reconciliation. Can I spell that correctly? I believe so. Yes, you spelled it correctly, and maybe I can spell it correctly by copying you. Reconciliation coming. Turn into marriage. All right. Let's see. Need a little clarity. I'm getting too many conflicting dreams. So, sounds like that you're in an interesting point in the relationship to where you're trying to sort of reconcile everything, and maybe a bit of a conflict, maybe a bit of a drama perhaps, and you're trying to figure out if everything's going to be okay and if this is going to turn into marriage. And for this, will we use the Thoth, and this is my favorite deck, as you can tell. Will we use this? Going to use this more. We'll cut it in half. Cut it in half and then grab some random cards here and see about your reconciliation, because that is sort of important. A lot of times you really don't know what other people are thinking. And especially if you're having dreams about it, this must be really important to you, because I guess you have that worry thing going on where you're like, I really don't know what's happening. I'm sort of concerned. A lot of things. It's looking good. That's looking good. That is looking interesting. That is not looking good. Let's see. I would say overall, maybe. Will it turn into marriage? I don't see anything. I don't know. I see it reconciling. I don't see it turning into marriage. This is interesting spread. A lot of different things going on. I see it reconciling. I see the situation stabilizing. Do I see it turning into marriage? We have interference. I'm not really sure how comfortable I am just sort of diving into that with interference, but it is upside down. So we're sort of looking at a mixed thing. So let's talk about what we have here. So the first thing is, I think it's going to reconcile. I think things are going to turn around. One of the things that you're having difficulties with is communication. You're not getting a clear pathway of how to go with this other person. You're not getting this clear situation. In other words, a lot of times I want this situation to be like this, and they want the situation to be like that. And you're not really getting that feel to where you don't really get that connection to where you know what they want. And so a lot of people are just sort of fuzzy and cloudy when they communicate with you about what they want. They're just unhappy. And you're like, well, what do you want? So it seems like that's sort of happening here. One of those situations where you're trying to figure it out, and it's very difficult to figure it out. You're having dreams about it. You're trying to use your intuition. And the whole thing is cloudy just because the communication is not there. The communication is just not steady. The communication is not there. And the other party is sort of contributing to that. They're not being clear with you. They're not being straight with you. A lot of things are getting confused in your mind. And it all sort of culminates around this communication. It all sort of culminates around, I need to know what the other person wants. Maybe I can adjust, or we can find a happy middle ground if they would just talk to me. So, I mean, I do see overall some sort of a feelings that come together, or the relationship stabilizes. This is a great set right here. This is a beautiful set right here. I see a lot of actions being towards getting this resolved. Not sitting around. Things are getting resolved. Things are moving, and it's a positive reaction. And it's a positive thing, and it's going to sort of work itself out in the end. And this is a very stable. It's a very stable card. It's a very stable action, and the action is return a success. We have a success. We have a modifier here to where things work out. The actions relates directly to the next action, and the next action turns into a success and things work out fine. The communication is still not there. You're going to have to figure out how to break that barrier. You're going to have to figure out how to break that barrier. And it's all about breaking the barrier or getting that interference flipped over. You need to get the interference flipped over, and it's going to take some effort. It's going to take some work on your part. The other person is not being communicative. They need to tell you what they want. They need to be straight with you, and you need to figure out how to resolve the situation. In order to do that, you're going to need the communication. If you don't get that, this is going to be here, and it's not going to be here. And you want it here. You want this here. You don't want this interference. So it's important to get that resolved, to talk to this person, and to figure out how they want to resolve matters, because you need to get it resolved. It's worrying you, it's bothering you, it's keeping you up, you're having dreams about it. You need to get it fixed. So Angel Destiny, I love that name. Hi, welcome. Divine Empress, welcome back. It's so good to see you. Anna, Wendy, it's good to see you as well. Inga, Phantom, how are you? May I have a reading? If my ex-Capricorn is knocked up and trying to reconcile with me. Well, that's interesting. That's okay. So that resonated. I'm glad. The last time I had to call off marriage because of interference from his mother. Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing. We do have the interference. You got to get this flipped. You got to get that interference moved away. Angel Destiny. I love that name so much. Cholanda, I'm with Pisces right now. I want to know if this is my soulmate. Let's see. So we're going to pick something that we haven't done yet. Let's see. Single. Need to see this. Happy New Year, Julie. I need to say this. Happy New Year's and thanks for all the videos. Revisiting your Lenormand course. Good. We're going to do Lenormand live on stream soon, probably next week. Lambert, it's so good to have you here. Mel, will it work out if I get more experience? Okay, let's do Mel here. Mel wants to know, should I look into further study? To get into my preferred line of work. Further study will work out if more experience. All right, let's find out, Mel. If your further study will work out. To do this, we'll use everyone's favorite Dark Mansion Tarot. This really is a nice tarot. I wanted to get the Total Black Tarot. That looked really interesting, but there's not a lot on the cards. It's so minimalistic. I really like a colorful card. I really like a card with a lot of details on it. And these minimalistic decks, and when I say that, and yet I'm doing Lenormand, I'm doing the TDM, but if I like minimalistic, the TDM has a lot of stuff in it. But the minimalistic one where there's just one dude standing there and there's nothing else, I really need more. Me as a reader, I need more. I could, of course, use my imagination, my intuition. But I just need more. It's just my style, my preference here. And this Dark Mansion, look how much symbolism, look how much beautiful stuff we have in here. It's so great. All right, so let's see. Further study, work out, and get more experience. So you want to know if Happily Ever After, I love that name as well. Hey, everyone, just had a clash with my mother. Oh, no, sorry to hear. Will justice prevail? Let's see. We'll find out. All right, it's basically further study. 8 of Cups basically says yes. 9 of Wands says you do have some blocks. One of the things with more experience, we're seeing this here, right? The 9 of Wands, we have that barrier. We have that barrier between him and the house in the back. And he's sort of guarding this, and it's sort of being guarded. So it's almost like one of those situations where you need more experience to get the experience, if that makes sense. So if you've ever played a video game that's an MMO, and you're trying to join or you're trying to get into a raid or something, and you need the gear from that raid in order to get into the raid, which makes no sense. It's like, I don't have the gear from the raid because I'm not in the raid. You want to invite me to the raid. But you need the gear in the raid to get into the raid. And that's one of the things with jobs as well. It's almost like you need the experience to get the experience that you need. Makes no sense. And I don't know why they do this. But it seems like that you're being guarded or you're being blocked in a lot of ways because you don't have that experience. So it's a difficult situation. You have blockages and you have someone guarding against you. getting into the positions you want, moving into the positions that you want, because you don't have that experience. You do could benefit from further study. This is for entertainment purposes only, by the way. Never do anything based upon a random guy drinking Ozarka water on the internet says during a live stream. But you do need the more experience. One way to get it is to further study and to make that experience, or to get that experience on your own, or to get that experience sort of offline. And you can get that experience, or you can make those opportunities. So the Eight of Cups says that you can do that. You can travel. So this person is traveling towards the blockage, or they're traveling towards this. So it is sort of an upsetting thing. It is sort of a blockage that you're having with that. But you can get, with practice, more experience, or you can get some more experience. One of these things is going to be sort of a judgment, or the rebirth almost, right? Sort of trying to get in maybe some experience from somebody that knows, or trying to get some mentorship, or trying to get some experience from somebody that has it in order to do that, so you can demonstrate experience, I guess, on a resume. I don't know what the situation is, maybe on a resume, or you can demonstrate it, so, or maybe you're trying to get into IT, and then you can show, here, look, I've made these projects on my own. I've forced myself to get the experience. I've read a couple of books. I've studied some things online. And here is my experience, and I'm more set. Maybe you can get through the blockages. But there is that blockage and all this other stuff. But ultimately, the Emperor tells me that you are able to get through that. You are able to get through the blockages eventually, and it is something that is workable and work throughable. So it does look positive. The Emperor is a great card to have at the end. We don't have anything that's going to be bad, such as the Tower, to where you're trying to get that, you're still blocking, or maybe another blockage card. I don't see anything that's going to block you further. In other words, I see the initial blockage, you're moving towards that, you're trying to get that. So look at judgment, that rebirth. Look at trying to get the experience on your own. Look at maybe a mentorship, and et cetera, et cetera. But the Emperor is a very positive card on the end of the spread, and I think that looks pretty good for that. So I think that's a pretty positive outcome there. But yeah, you do have, question, do you accept Super Chat? Yes, I do. I have the previous top Super Chatters right here on the bottom, and I have the last Super Chatter right here. Let's see, Phantom Punk, there we go. Walking and dancing, there you go. Phantom Punk, welcome. May I have a reading if ex-Capricorn is knocked up and trying to reconcile? Go Daddy, hello. Mitch, hello, first time here, would love to know what I can expect from my romantic life in the next few months. My ex-Pisces come back soon and reconcile. Let's see. Have you seen the Vice Versa tarot cards? Yes, I have. I've seen some reviews that they weren't the best quality, so I didn't really sort of just dive into those. First time here, expecting romantic life. We'll try this with Mitch L. Michelle. I get it now, Michelle. Michelle wants to know, let's see, romantic life, next few months. All right, we'll try that. And see about your romantic life in the next few months. We'll use what do we want to use? I'm in the mood for some Alice in Wonderland Tarot. And then we will finish up with this question. Ending soon. All right, so we're ending soon. Last question. I will be back in 11 hours, and I'll be back tomorrow morning at the same time as well. So this will be a lot of streams this weekend, which is great. I love streaming. I'm so glad to have internet again that's not terrible. So streaming is fun, and I do enjoy it. We'll do one more card for you. One more card. I do like big spreads, that's for sure. All right. So we'll do this. What is up with your romantic life in the next few months? Oh, wow. Okay, well, you have some changes coming. Obviously, we have death at the very back. So let's talk about this. Temperance. You need to balance out some things in the romantic life. It looks like we have some sort of a balance that's needed. Maybe you're busy with work. Maybe you're busy with life. Maybe you're busy with family. Maybe you're busy moving. A lot of things are keeping you busy, and a lot of things are keeping you, Alice obsessed. Okay, cool. So a lot of things are keeping you busy, and you need to sort of balance that out and get your priorities straight. If getting into a romance is going to be important to you, you're going to have that balance, and you're going to have to sort of get into a mode where you're looking for romance. Are you telling the universe that you want a romance? A lot of times people just get too busy or get that flow going to where they have a daily life. This is what they do from day to day, and it's not going to be acceptable for a romance to fit in there. So you're going to need to make a space in your life for a romance. You're going to need to make a spot in your life for the romance. And you do have romance coming. I think that it's possible. I think that you do have this looking well. But the sun upside down means it's going to be a bit delayed, or a lot of factors are going to have to sort of come into place for your romance life to sort of improve. It's going to be a bit delayed. And because of that flow factor, because of that movement factor of trying to make space or trying to make enough spots in your life or make that adjustment to where you're ready for a romance. And so you have to ask yourself, am I ready for a particular romance? If I am, make space in my life. Start meeting people. Start asking friends about going out. Start going out more. Start being more acceptable, more sort of open to love, and ask yourself, how open am I to love, romance? Not only in as far as my life flow, the daily flow of my life goes, but as far as my heart goes. Is your heart open to a new romance? Is it something where you're willing to jump into something and take that risk? A lot of times we're sort of closed down with that, which also sort of points to the King of Cups. We're sort of closed down to a lot of different things in our relationships and our romance and love. And we need to sort of open that back up or be more accepting to that situation. And it'll sort of improve and things will go a bit better. So it just looks like to just make space, start going out, start seeking that romance, start looking for that romance. And I think you have a delay. So you're talking about next few months. I think it may take that long to find romance, to find something. I do think you do have a love coming. I do think that the love is going to be a Virgo. And I think that it's going to be someone that is a bit younger than you, not a lot younger, but a little younger than you. I think they're going to be a little shorter than you had hoped or anticipated. They're not going to be, as far as your perfect person, they're not going to be that person. They're going to be a bit younger than you had hoped. They're going to be a bit more sort of a financially financially, in a weird financial position. They're going to be a bit shorter than you had hoped, but it's going to be a Virgo, and it's going to be something that's very attractive and somebody that you really sort of click with. And they're going to have a good relationship potential. And this is going to put you into a new situation to where you're going to have to adjust your life around that. You're going to have to be ready for that. And death. So there is a romance. While I say the romance is coming, the romance is moving around. Now, a lot of people will say, what about Scorpio? Well, no, I think it's a Virgo. I mean, that's my honest opinion here. I think it's going to be a Virgo, and I think it's going to be somebody that may not be perfect, but it'll be good for you, and they have a good opportunities, and things will look good, and that's what I see. Hopefully that resonates, and I'm glad that you like the Alice in Wonderland Tarot. I love this tarot. It's such a great tarot. So a bunch of interesting cards here. Anyway, so hopefully that resonates, and I think things will look a little better. It's going to be delayed. It's not going to be something that comes about immediately. So, just have patience. And speaking of patience, at the end of the month, the Kickstarter is coming out. I'm creating the Kickstarter today. So we will have a Kickstarter to look at for my Oracle cards. And my Oracle cards are coming out at the end of the month. It's going to be reasonably priced. And a lot of good pictures, a lot of good stuff. Comes with an Alexa app as well. So you can ask Alexa about what hanging on means. You can ask Alexa about friendship. You can ask your Echo about all of this stuff. It has a nice PDF file as well. Cancel. About friendship. Echo. Okay. My device just went nuts. I need to change the keyword on my device. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll be back in 11 hours. And we'll be back in 24 hours or 23 hours. So see you either tonight or tomorrow. And I hope you have a great Saturday. I love the weekend. And don't forget about football. The Patriots. coming soon. I hope the Patriots win. I'm rooting for the Patriots. Anybody else rooting for the Patriots? Red pandas. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Yeah, I love red pandas also. Living situation, all that good stuff. I hope you have a great Saturday, and we'll see you later. And see you tomorrow at the same time as well. So have a great weekend, and make sure to watch the Patriots, and hopefully they win.